Welcome back to English for Business and Economics. In this video, we are going to discuss how to express someone's occupation and job description using the simple present tense. As you know, the simple present tense is used to express facts, repeated actions, permanent situations, and schedules. In this video, we are going to look at one particular example on how to use simple present tense to describe someone's occupation and job description. If you want to learn more about simple present tense and how it's used, you can check out one of the videos that I've posted. In this particular video, we are going to practice reading, listening, and writing skills by first reading and listening to a passage from a first person's perspective. Then, you are going to answer questions from that passage, and after that, we are going to read and listen again from a third person perspective. Ready? Let's look at the first video clip. This reading is about Jane from a first person perspective. My name is Jane. I'm in my late 20s. I am an accountant. I work in my office from Monday to Friday. I arrive work at 8 in the morning and I usually stay until 5 or 6 p.m. I prepare financial statements and manage accounting transactions. I also perform audits and prepare reports. I like my job, but sometimes I don't like the long hours. On weekends, I like to hang out with my friends and not think about my job. Now from the reading, here are 5 questions about Jane. Are you ready? Question number 1. What does Jane do? What does Jane do? Question number 2. When does she work? When does she work? Question number 3. What are her job responsibilities? What are her job responsibilities? Question number 4. Does she like her job? Does she like her job? And question number 5. What does she like to do on weekends? What does she like to do on weekends? Write down your answer, pause and rewind the video if you need to. I hope you enjoyed that clip and was able to find the answers for the questions posted. Here again is the passage in its entirety as well as the 5 questions regarding to the passage. You are most welcome to pause and rewind anytime that you need to. We are going to move on to the second phase, which is answering those questions. The first question was, what does Jane do? The answer, she is an accountant. Second question, when does she work? The answer, she works from Monday to Friday from 8 a.m. until 5 or 6 p.m. Notice that in this question, we have to use the third person singular perspective for Jane. She works from Monday to Friday. For the third person singular in simple present tense, he, she, or it, we have to add the s at the end. She works, he works, it works. Alright, and the third question, what are her job responsibilities? And the answer is, she prepares financial statements and manages accounting transactions. She also performs audits and prepares reports. Once again, that change is apparent here from I prepare into she prepares, and then I manage into she manages, from I perform into she performs, and lastly, prepare into prepares again. The fourth question was, does she like her job? Well, according to Jane, the answer is, yes, she does. But sometimes she doesn't like the long hours. Notice that when we form the response, In a third-person singular's perspective, we say she does, whereas we would say I do, or we do, or you do. But whenever it's he, she, or it, it's going to be she does, he does, or it does. When forming the negative statement from the third person's perspective, we say he doesn't, she doesn't, or it doesn't. In this case, we say she doesn't like. The doesn't is followed by the verb want, just the regular verb like. When there is a negative statement there, she doesn't like, the S is already absorbed by the does. So we don't have to say she doesn't likes, rather we say she doesn't like. And the last question, what does she like to do on weekends? The answer, on weekends, she likes to hang out with her friends and not think about her job. Notice that we say she likes, that's the simple present, and then the to infinitive, to is followed by the verb want, to hang out. And as such, we can say not think about her job, to hang out, and to not think about her job. All right, next, you are going to look at the same clip again, but with the third person's perspective. Please watch the clip, and then we'll come back again and discuss the passage as a whole. This reading is about Jane from a third-person perspective. This is Jane. She is in her late 20s. She is an accountant. She works in her office from Monday to Friday. She arrives at work at 8 in the morning, and she usually stays until 5 or 6 p.m. She prepares financial statements and manages accounting transactions. She also performs audits and prepares reports. She likes her job, but sometimes she doesn't like the long hours. On weekends, she likes to hang out with her friends and not think about her job. Alright, so that was the clip from the third person's perspective. Now in this part, we're going to break down how it changes from the first person to the third person perspective. This is Jane. She is in her late 20s. I am is replaced by she is. And my is replaced by her. In the first person's perspective, it's I am an accountant. In the third person's perspective, she is an accountant. And the next one, I work in my office from Monday to Friday. This changes into she works in her office from Monday to Friday. And to continue, she arrives at work at 8 in the morning, and she usually stays until 5 or 6 p.m. Notice the verbs arrives and stays. Particularly about her job description, we say she prepares financial statements and manages accounting transactions. She also performs audits and prepares reports. Notice the pattern here. In simple present tense, when we are talking in a third person's perspective, singular, we have to add the S at the end of each verb following the subject. To continue, she says she likes her job, but sometimes she doesn't like the long hours. Here there is a negative sentence, she doesn't like. This is different from the positive form where we say she likes, but in the negative form we say she doesn't like. The S is absorbed by does, and as such, the verb like doesn't have to add the S again at the end. So she doesn't like. It's not she doesn't likes. That's double. We don't want to do that. And lastly, she said on weekends, she likes to hang out with her friends and not think about her job. I hope all of that has been useful for you. Whatever you do on the weekdays or on the weekends, I hope you stay inspired and be inspiring.